Hey there friends, what is going on? It's Kodiak here, back for another Assassin's Creed Valhalla survival guide video, and today we are taking on Ivarr the Boneless, and man, this was my favorite boss fight, and is my favorite boss fight in this game thus far. Now, big spoiler, if you clicked on this video, yes, you're gonna have to fight Ivarr, so I apologize for the spoiler, but boy is this fight worth your time. It is such an enjoyable fight, probably the best designed boss fight in the game so far. And it really comes down to his moveset, his personality throughout the entire game, and honestly, it's just what a culmination of a good character looks like in an RPG. Now, Ivarr is a skirmisher. He's fast, he's reckless, and that really comes across in his entire moveset. First thing you gotta know is that he will reflect or block all projectiles that come his way that are shot in real time. And we'll talk about that in a little bit when we talk about his stamina components. You'll also notice that he is incredibly reckless. A lot of his moves are about him diving at you, him kind of keeping you off balance. And that's really the best way to describe this fight, as keeping you off balance. He'll do a lunge and then he'll have a quick back chop right after that. And you'll see that a lot. He strings one move right into the next move. That's a very common theme throughout this fight. You also just saw that sidestep ability there. That's kind of the classic skirmisher move. But you'll notice I'm trying to get these shots in on him with the bow and none of them are going through. He does have two weak points, one on his left wrist and one on his right knee. And we'll get there, but honestly, the real key to Ivarr is just avoiding or trying to parry his abilities and chipping away that way. Because he's a dual-wielding, reckless character, he actually doesn't block a whole lot and he doesn't parry a lot himself, so you can kind of chip away at him. Now, you will miss attacks, and that's where you gotta be really careful because he'll dodge or he'll duck under an attack and then immediately follow that up with another attack. And this is my favorite part of the entire fight. He actually pulls me towards the edge and throws me off. You might have seen there's a quick time kind of event there. You can hit left bumper and kind of break out of that. I did not do it. I didn't even see it, to be honest with you guys, until I was looking at the footage. And this is really where phase 2 kicks off. He does pretty much the same stuff, but his moves are even more off-putting. Now, I try and use a brush with death. You can see it there when you dodge right before an attack. It slows down time. That's part of the Raven tree. I highly recommend you guys get that skill. And then you'll see here, I actually tap into the focus of Nornir, which is that slow time arrow ability that allows me to focus in on those weak points. I'm trying to hit the one on his right knee right now, and there it is. I hit it, and I'm going to do that stun attack for an insane amount of damage. And I highly recommend a brush with death, which is part of the Raven skill tree, and you use Focus of Nornir, which is an ability that you can get early on in the game. Both of those are going to make this fight relatively easy. He's got an absolutely fantastic moveset. This is a fantastic character from start to finish. And then there's this amazing part in between here where you're like, what? He wants to talk to you, and it's a complete trap, and I fell for it. I am such a sucker. He'll talk about your dad and if you're embarrassed about his legacy, and then all of a sudden you'll get this option to dodge in the dialogue, and I just completely miss it. Look at that. Look how fast it is. He comes at you with a wicked attack, and then I kind of just power him down for the kill. And you guys have to understand, really the difficulty of these fights comes down to your power level. Yes, some moves may be harder to avoid or parry or something like that, but your power level really does determine how difficult from top to bottom these fights are, how many attacks you can take, how much damage you can dish out. And at this point, I'm well beyond where I was actually supposed to be for this fight, just because I've done so much side content. So this fight for me was relatively easy in terms of just statistics, but in terms of an actual boss fight, it is really challenging. His moveset, the skirmisher moveset, is probably one of the most unpredictable in the entire game. I don't know about you guys, but fighting skirmishers for me is always a massive challenge because they like to keep you off balance. And that is really the key with Ivarr. He is the pinnacle of keeping you off balance, but it is such an enjoyable fight. I loved it from top to bottom. It is a fantastic way to end this entire character arc. So seriously, I hope you guys enjoy this fight because it really is one of the best in the game that I've experienced up until this point. So hopefully you guys learned something from this video. If you have any questions or want to share your tips and tricks for beating Ivarr, please leave them in the comment section below. And of course, like and subscribe to Legacy Gaming so you never miss a new Assassin's Creed survival guide. As always, folks, my name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.